efforts help bring awareness to the ferry, help people recognize how important a part it is of our community. That's the mission of the Friends of the Ferry, and we thank you for furthering that mission. It's great to partner with other organizations like the River Keeper and North Florida Land Trust. Your efforts are important. I want to give you a little bit of history about the ferry. The ferry service actually started back in 1874. There was a private ferry operation that happened right in these parts of the river. Then in around 1945, the state got together, they linked a bunch of highways, and they created what we now know as A1A. A1A, of course, stretches all the way down along the coast of Florida. And in 1948, the state actually started the official St. John's River Ferry service with the publicly operated ferry that is still in operation today. The boat you're on today is the Jean Ribault, and a diesel-powered ferry. We used to have the Blackbeard. Blackbeard was sold off a few years back. But saving the ferry has been an ongoing effort. Started back many years ago when the group called the North Florida Community Association heard that the state was going to be canceling the ferry service. That's it, we're underway. Those efforts led to the formation of the group that's known now as the Friends of the St. John's River Ferry. Those efforts were successful. The state stopped operating it, but the city of Jacksonville took over operation of the ferry.
Stand by for a very loud whistle.
Wait for this. Changed hands. It's going to be closed again. We had another community effort to get the ferry saved again. This time the Port Authority took it over. Port Authority operated it for a few years. Again, the Port Authority decided that they weren't going to be operating it anymore. Again, I'm sure all of you remember that effort that we did to save the ferry. One more time. Again, the community rallied, and we're still here today. Those efforts have led to the city taking it back over. And from the efforts of the task force that then City Council President Bill Gulliford formed, Elaine Brown, who many of you know, headed up those efforts. And we had the task force and the Friends together on the same mission. Now we've got funding. We have the gas tax extended that's going to create enough operating revenue along with the fares that riders pay. So we've got operating money in hand. We have grants that have been applied by our board member, Lisa King, who's on the board of the St. John's River Ferry. She's actually vice president. We've now got money to fund for the improvements on the ferry landings on either side. What we've done that's new, and that's going to be our mission moving forward, is the task force and the Friends of the Ferry that's been in existence for so long, we've merged together. We're now stronger than ever. We're now partnering with groups in the community, continuing partnerships with the St. John's River Keeper, and we're working now to really promote the ferry in a real way, in a positive way. We're working to have projects for ferry beautification. The Chamber of Commerce is putting together a plan to get volunteers. The ferry slips are all part of that list, so we're hoping to win out and get volunteers and some money from the Chamber of Commerce to help beautify the ferry slips with some landscaping out there. We just did a promotional video with CW17. You're going to be able to see that as part of their Route 904 show that talks about sights to see in the 904 area code of Northeast Florida. The ferry is part of that. If you look up here, you see the East Coast Greenway. The East Coast Greenway is a bike and pedestrian trail for hikers that stretches from Maine all the way to Key West. There's segments of it that haven't been designated yet, but that's the goal. We're very proud to say that this ferry that you're on right now is part of the East Coast Greenway that stretches from Maine to Key West. We are the closest to the river crossing of the St. John's River Ferry. As all of you know, if you want to cross the river on your bike or as a pedestrian, you got to go all the way downtown. So this right here is your closest route for that. So that's a little bit about the history of the ferry, a little bit about the history of our organization. Again, Lindsey Brock Brock, I'm president of the Friends of the Ferry. On behalf of the board and the membership, we want to thank you. If you want to be officially a friend of the ferry, Nancy Altman, the lady there with the blinked up tan hat,